everyone. Super excited to be here. Designer Day is my favorite day. First, I wanted to do a quick room check. How many of you here are designers? Nice. What about engineers? Marketers? What else? Product managers? Everyone else? Awesome. I'm pretty sure everyone come here because you guys care about design. So my name is Chen Jiang. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Monterey AI. Today, I wanted to really introduce a bit about myself, a little bit more about how I navigate this kind of ML and AI space with product insights, but at the same time, show you how every designer and every engineer, everyone in the world can use our platform to drive product insights from customer conversations. And the most important thing I wanted you all to take away is I want you guys to feel really good about driving the next revolution of user interface. And most importantly, designers are really at the forefront of not only redefining user interface, but also the AI experience. A little bit of introduction about myself. I graduated from college with a degree in both design and computer science. Joined Uber at 2017. Started working on product design for autonomous driving. Back then, in the Silicon Valley, there were 5 people in total who's designing how the human interaction should be with autonomous vehicles. It was a really fun journey for me to figure out hey, what is the best way to visualize cars for developers, for users, for riders, for operators in all different ways to maximize their productivity. In 2019, I joined a company back then was really small called Scale AI, and now it's really powering the next generation of all the AI products by providing them their data labeling infra. Back then, we were facing the same problem. Okay, now the AI need a really good data set. How do we create the best interface for everyone to provide this kind of human in-the-loop interactions to help us build better models? I left Scale around 2020 and joined a small company called Unfolded AI, was head of a product there. We were doing this kind of large geospatial analytics, but driven by AI. So that was another really fun challenge for me to understand hey, what is the best way to visualize big set of data, but also empowering everyone to use their own model to their own comparison and all of that. So for me, there's always this very strong connection between machine intelligence and human intelligence, product intelligence, sorry. I don't think many people talk about that, but for me, it's always very clear. Machine intelligence is about we finding all the data, we're finding out all the algorithm and trying to come up with models to serve human needs. At the same time, it's the same for product intelligence, and this is why designers are really good at driving the user needs, collecting the feedback, and then helping create the best product design. For the past decades, there have been a lot of analytic tools focusing on really aggregating user behaviors, allowing you to understand hey, what buttons are you clicking? What does the user funnel look like? But there haven't been a really good way to understand all user voices coming out from your support tickets, from your social media, from your sales transcripts, from your survey, from other review sites. Not until LLM come out. And that was the moment for me to realize, oh my God, now we have this really awesome tool to synthesizing all the text and user voices. Everyone was pretty surprised, I working on a product insights platform other than using AI to generate all different models or generate all the design. But for me, the real power of LLM is to understand the context, understand the user voices, and making data analytics, making user insights analytics really easy for everyone. So we started building this company about 1.5 years ago, and really lucky to serving companies that are very community-driven, product-driven, are really pioneers in this space, but also companies in Fortune 100 who care about digital transformation, who care about how to leverage user voices to make their service and product better. And today, I really wanted to help you guys to share a little bit about like how to use voice of a customer to drive like a product design or product decisions in general. So with this tool, when you go back to the work, you pretty much have this like awesome framework, but also tool to either fight with your PM or fight with anyone who prioritize ideas over product feedback, but really helping the whole company to leverage this kind of customer intuition together. Voice of customer, this concept is like not very new, but very new in the tech industry. It has been there since probably like 1980 or 1985, serving a lot of like e-commerce or like food brands industries. It's always about like 4 different very simple steps. One is aggregate, and second is triage, analyze, and interview. I'm not sure how many of you are reading about like all the social reviews or support tickets or sales transcript about your product or company every day, but it's like just impossible for humans to read through it and then also to triage and to screenshot and to share. When I was at Uber in 2017, I yelled at my manager. I'm like, this is too manual. This is too manual to do, aggregation of the data pieces, but also very manual to like draw all the like, UI design just by hands. And now it's like really exciting to see everyone's building AI solutions to solve all these like pain points. So the first thing we help companies to do is to help them understand, hey, where do you see data come from? We build this awesome integrations to have you to do like one click and to start getting the data from your Discord, from your Apple Store review, from your support tickets, from your Salesforce, Zendesk, and bring all the data together and make Monterey AI the single source of truth of user conversation and feedback for everyone in the product team. The second thing we do is triage. Taking our customer Xfinity example, it's funny, every time I present this use case, everyone would be like, does Comcast really need to know what they need to work on or what are people's like complaining about them? But actually, yes, they do. They have like a really long list of product lines and a lot of product teams taking care of different pieces of the product. And then one of the biggest pain point for ICs to start really working on the product feedback is because it's really hard to find the relevant feedback for your team. So for example, they have like Xfinity Stream, they have like Xfinity Mobile, but how do we really making sure the right data is triaged to the right person doing keyword extractions? That is not enough at all. Keyword extraction is great, but is it really helpful if you know, hey, there are like 20 people talking about user interface? No, that is not actionable at all, and sometimes it creates like noise. So we built this like really good self-serve triage model that everyone from the company can jump into our platform saying like, hey, I care about all these initiatives. I care about all these project areas. For me, each project area has this definition and then this 1 or 2 examples to support the definition. And then we spin up this like triage model for you to use every day, and then we will triage the right data at real time to the right person. And the third thing is like analyze. This is a really great way. I'm not sure how many of all other stakeholders together trying to decide whether you prioritize the right product design or product decisions. But with Monteray AI, it's really easy to, what are some bug reports? What is the trend? What is the new cluster? What is the new trend coming to mind that should like have us to focus on? And then at the same time, of course, we have a chat and search interface because everyone loves chat these days. So we launched this like Ask Monty functionality about last year, and to really giving you the ChatGPT experience like to do like data analytics. But instead of just letting LLM to hallucinate whatever they want to say, we merge that with a really good hybrid search. So what I mean here is if the product designer coming here saying like, hey, please tell me all the user feedback about the billing experience of better for you to confirm first before we start getting the summary started in the market right now is like they don't really communicate clearly with the users what is real, what is consists a lot of high-stake insights. And then we wanted to make sure humans are always the pilot in these conversations, in this analytics, are always the one telling our model, like, hey, you're doing a great job, let's continue to the next step. Or please let us to gather the data again until we are satisfied with the accuracy. The next step is interview. Every company I've worked at, user researchers, I'm not sure if there are any user researchers here, but researchers are always very just short of resources. And it takes about every product manager probably a couple weeks to ask for a resource and get the project planned out. And then after several months, you already moved on the next product idea or decision. And the other pain point is it's really hard to get users to respond to you unless you pay them with Amazon card. And then one of the biggest pain point is actually you are not asking them the question or the feedback that they care about. So for example, there might be some users have always complained about the payment experience, but you ask them about hey, can you give me some feedback on sign up? So that is just a mismatch of interest between the question and the people that you should ask questions for. So with Monteray AI, we launched this new functionality last month to help you gather all the target users based on their historical data, but also based on the question you want to ask. And coming up with this chatbot interaction to do a survey. We call it semi-moderated because all the questions are pre-structured, but we are allowing the bot to press a little bit to let the person who are getting interviewed to give you more detailed responses. That was a really quick summary of what we're doing at Monterey AI. And I'm super excited for everyone to check it out. The second point I wanted to make this talk a little bit lightweight is really about hyping all the designers up. You guys are on the best time to design the AI experiences. One good example I really like giving is designing AI experiences is not only about the interface, it's also about how you design the trust, how you design the tone of the chatbots, but at the same time, how do you really communicate with your users about what AI could change in their workflow? How do you empower them to be paired with the best product insights knowledge or engineering knowledge or designer area knowledge? I know there are a lot of talks coming from talking about AI co-pilot, pilot, agent, or whatever that is. But for me, the best thing about AI to do is not only to taking away all the painful work you have to do, but also become an AI advisor to helping folks who didn't have the time to learn more about design or engineering or data analytics to be equipped with the knowledge right away. So, and also, where should AI live? We see this hype in Silicon Valley about self-driving, about there was self-flying plane a lot of years ago, and now and there was also this autonomous delivery bot. AI is everywhere, but where should AI really live? This is also a great question for designers to figure out, because designers have the best empathy, have the best taste in daily life, learning about what users really need, and press really hard and to sparkle the creativity on top of user needs. So that's it. I hope this is short presentation bring you some of my thoughts among product insights, but also design on interface, design on AI experience, and then definitely check us out at Monteray.ai. Ping me if you have questions. I champion for design every single day, and super excited to meet everyone, see everyone on our platform. Thank you.